So the New England Patriots with a 6-3 lead on the New York Jets.
And now, another Classic Hits break on 100.7 FM.
And Steve Grogan,
And don't forget to listen to them.
obviously upset. You saw the conversation he had with Tony Eason. And going into this game, there were many folks who felt that, particularly looking at that Jet secondary and all the inexperience in the secondary, and also in the linebacking core, people felt that Grogan would just eat up the Jets right from the start.
Well, he's had good pass protection, but there have been a couple of decent plays by the secondary and some dropped balls as well, plus the ball that slipped out of Grogan's hand this last time. I think the Jets are doing a terrific job at this phase of the game. I don't think anyone expected the Jets to be this close to New England in the second quarter. Their offense is still not moving the ball well, but the defense has been surprisingly doing a decent job, giving up a lot of yardage but not points.
So a couple of field goals by Garcia. Pat Leahy accounting for the Jet score as he hit earlier in the first quarter. And right now, Garcia getting set to kick off to the Jet combination of Humphrey and Townsell. Both these teams went 1 up and 3 down in preseason. New England Patriots last week lost to Cincinnati here at Foxborough and did not play well. As you see the return by Townsell across the 20-yard line. In fact, the Patriots were concerned because the Bengals accounted for nearly 400 yards offensively, going up the middle on the nose tackle and the inside linebackers, and that is the most vulnerable spot for the Patriots, particularly with all those changes inside. The linebackers Ed Reynolds and Johnny Rembert, who have been backups in the past for the most part, now in the starting lineup. Indianapolis moving in front of Houston, as you saw. And Bob Costas will have complete wrap-up at halftime on NFL Live back at our New York studios. First down at the 21-yard line, and McNeil able to get out of trouble and stumbles his way back close to the line of scrimmage. Reynolds on the cover-up.
Aaron Barris is just an outstanding defensive end, and he got such good penetration that time, and so does Brent Williams, number 96. But at the top of your screen, you see Barris back in the backfield, along with McGrew, the linebacker, number 50. That kind of penetration should not be allowed. We've got a problem getting the football anywhere when you let people get in your backfield.
Second down and 11. The 20-yard line. And McNeil again is stopped. Aaron Barris, the right defensive end, in his 4th year out of Stanford, making the stop on Freeman McNeil. And the slippery footing certainly a major factor. We mentioned Dupart running for -9 yards, 7 carries. McNeil not able to get going. As we approach the 2-minute warning, 3rd down and 7 is just ahead, but a timeout called. The Patriots in front of the Jets by the score of 6-3. This the scene opening day last season here in Foxborough. The rain came down throughout the day. Conditions much worse than what we have seen thus far this afternoon. And the New England Patriots defeated the Miami Dolphins by the score of 28-21. Key play here, Ronnie Lepet, the left corner, picking one off and taking it home. And the Patriots winning it on opening day in the rain. The rain still falling here today. 2 minutes to go, first half. Patriots with a 6-3 lead on the Jets. 3rd down and 7. And O'Brien has Hector but short of the first down out of the 30-yard line, and it is Ronnie Lepet making the stop.
Ronnie Lepet, he got a little upset because everyone was calling him Ronnie Lippett when he first got here with the Patriots, and the reason behind that is people call him Lepet. Here you see him, number 42, just settling down to make the stop short of the first down. People were used to calling Tippett, and so they started calling Lepet Lippett. They've straightened it out finally.
Would you run by that one more time? Well, it is a first down. The ball was respotted, and the Jets pick it up. Well, then there's Robert Perryman, the fullback of the New England Patriots, called Bob last year. He wants to be called Robert this year. And we asked why. He said his mother named him Robert.
No argument there. Yes, sir.
And there's a first down at the 31-yard line. O'Brien going short. And Schuler has the first down. Lepet able to collar Mickey Schuler. Ken O'Brien is now 6 for 11. 54 yards. As we approach 1 minute remaining in this first half. And O'Brien facing the big rush. Going incomplete, intended for Schuler.
Yeah, but the Jets are pretty efficient in this drive so far. They've conserved some time. O'Brien had a man crossing the middle open, but Brent Williams, number 96, just put a little too much pressure on O'Brien to get the ball to him. Pass protection's not bad right now, actually. O'Brien had to wait too long.
Ken O'Brien, looking back at last week against Green Bay in that final game of the preseason, did not get good pass protection. He was sacked 3 times, belted around, sacked thus far only once today. I'll never forget that opening day 3 years ago against the Raiders. Went down 10 times at the Coliseum in L.A. And a nice pattern run by Schuler in front of Raymond Claiborne. And the Jets with a first down. The clock stopped. 53 seconds remaining in this first half. 16-yard pass play. Ken O'Brien showing us some mobility.
And he's throwing the most difficult pass for a right-handed quarterback to throw. He's running to his left, and he still gets the ball another 30 yards outside to Mickey Schuler accurately. The reason that's so difficult is because the quarterback's shoulders are open, and he has nothing to throw with but his arm, and so he did a really fine job.
Third catch of the day for Schuler. First down at the Patriot 41. Now the short route, and McNeil had nowhere to go. Johnny Rembrandt on the coverage. 48 seconds left in this first half.
Very impressive drive. Joe Walton has to be happy about this drive. They're conserving the clock and moving the ball. That's Joe Walton talking with Townsell, I believe. Oh, Johnny Hector. Richie Kotite to the right of Joe Walton, the offensive coordinator.
And Hector inserted into the lineup. Second down and 11. Kurt Sohn coming out. 48 seconds to go in this first half. Townsell is to the left, and Walker at the bottom of your screen to the right. Here's McNeil. He had the hole and then was tripped up by Lepet. Clock is running. It is a third down and 7. O'Brien again facing the rush, incomplete, so that will stop the clock with 22 seconds remaining. McNeil, the intended receiver. Number 96, the nose tackle, Brent Williams.
Do you punt now, or you do go ahead and try and get the first down? I don't know. I think I'd have to go ahead and try and get the first down. There are only 22 seconds left on the clock. Ball's on the 37-yard line. One little completion here, and they're going to have an opportunity for 3 points or possibly 6 or 7.
It is a fourth down and 7. And now O'Brien, after checking out the New England defensive alignment, calls for the timeout. We'll be right back. First half, Jets, fourth down and 7 at the New England 38 with 22 seconds left. Raymond Berry on the Patriots sideline. And the Jets to the line. Ken O'Brien, man who's been criticized for holding the ball a bit too long, taking the sack, has attempted to make some adjustments during the course of preseason. This time got the time, and it was deflected. Intended for Schuler. And now New England will take over with 17 seconds remaining first half.
Ball may have been deflected, but I can't blame Joe Walton for being a bit disappointed. You won't see Mickey Schuller drop very many passes, and it appeared that it went right through his hands. That's Bobby Hammond, the running back coach for the Jets, just to the right of Joe Walton.
I understand you had an interesting conversation with another Jet assistant coach, a man on the staff, Wally Chambers. Wally reflecting back on his last appearance against you while you were a member of the Rams.
He just tried to throw that one away. Yeah, I would explain that, Marv. I went out to the Jets camp a while back. Hey, you won't see that sight, or haven't seen it very often, Grogan on the ground. I went out to the Jets camp, and Wally Chambers came over to me smiling and asked me if I remembered the last guy that sacked me in the NFL. And I said, it wasn't that important to me, Wally.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
remember it. Yeah. Anyway, that was Wally Chambers. He knocked me down when I was with the Los Angeles Rams, my last game. That's Wally Chambers, and what a player. You talk about a pass rusher. He's one of the best that ever played.
Time Chicago Bear, now an assistant coach with the New York Jets. 2nd and 10 from the 38. 10 seconds to go in the half as Grogan airs one out. It was intercepted by Rich Miano. 4 seconds remaining in this first half. So Rich Miano comes up with the first interception of the day. The pass intended for either Sammy Martin or Cedric Jones. Take your pick.
But what's dangerous here is this number 82, Sammy Martin, in the back here. That ball could get tipped and fall right behind him. The Jets should have a backup man behind Sammy Martin. Good play by Miano.
Miano had 2 interceptions during the preseason. Miano celebrated his 26th birthday yesterday. Picking one off here in the final seconds of the first half. And here is Roger Vick. And on that note, that is the end of the first half, with the Patriots leading 6-3. NFL Live halftime activities will be right up at the rain and all the problems on the field, and certainly has been a factor. Big play here in the second quarter. Patriots on the march from the Jet 26, and Steve Grogan lost the handle.
Well, you don't expect Grogan or Matic to have a fumble. They're 2 veterans. Here you see Clifton getting on the ball, good reaction. But veterans normally don't fumble the snap. The weather has to be the blame.
And it stopped a Patriot drive, so the Patriots with that 3-point edge. We'll be back after these words from your local station. Battle of the field goal kickers. Pat Leahy midway through the first, connecting on a 29-yard attempt to give the Jets a 3-0 lead. Earlier, Teddy Garcia, the Patriot rookie kicker, had missed from 47, but he came back with a 37-yard field goal late in the first quarter, and in the second quarter connected from 24 yards away for the 6-3 lead on this opening day, 1988. The rain continues to fall. We have not received official word on the crowd. They said there were about 15,000 short of a sellout. Not a bad crowd when you consider the elements. If you are one who does not mind sitting out in the rain, we are well protected here in the broadcast area, but the fans really acting very tough in lieu of the rain, which has been falling right throughout the day here in the Boston area. So a 6-3 New England Patriot lead over the New York Jets. Both these clubs coming into the 88 season with a host of question marks. Neither team distinguished itself in preseason, both with records of 1-3. The Jets, though, with many more questions than the Patriots as we look to the regular campaign. Now we're set to go to NFL Live.
Hi again, everybody. Bob Costas back along with Paul McGuire and Ahmad Rashad. Let's get you quickly updated. Seattle and Denver at Mile High Stadium. This one is tied at 7 at halftime. Clarence Kay of the Broncos was taken off early. Their outstanding tight end. Neck and back injuries, taken to a hospital. John Elway has thrown a touchdown pass to Orson Mobley. Kurt Warner has a 5-yard scoring run for Seattle's touchdown. Tony Dorsett fumbled once during the first half, carried 6 times for 20 yards in his Bronco debut. Cleveland and Kansas City, that game has just been tied on a Matt Barr field goal for the Browns, 3-3 as they go to halftime at Arrowhead. Bernie Kosar, an injured elbow, hit early in the first quarter by Lloyd Burris of the Chiefs. Gary Danielson, the veteran, has replaced him at quarterback. In the game you're watching, in a quagmire in Foxborough, the Patriots are in front of the Jets 6-3 on the 2 Teddy Garcia field goals. Pat Leahy has one for New York. The Raiders have the lead at home against San Diego, and Mike Shanahan's debut as their head coach. Shanahan, the youngest head coach in the league, at 36. Let's take a look at the key play of the first half. It's the rookie Heisman Trophy winner Tim Brown. Following a field goal by the Chargers, he returns the ensuing kickoff 97 yards for a touchdown. Earlier, Marcus Allen had an 11-yard scoring run for the Raiders, so they're in front, approaching halftime in that one, 14-3. Halftime at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, and the Oilers and Colts are tied up at 14. Albert Bentley has a 1-yard scoring run in that one for Indianapolis. Gary Hogaboom threw a 23-yard scoring pass to Matt Booza. One of the 2 Oiler touchdowns, a 44-yard interception return for a score by Steve Brown. Now, the finals of games played earlier today. The Bears over Miami 34-17. Neil Anderson better than 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Jim McMahon ran for 2. Dan Marino completely throttled by the Bear defense. He did throw 1 touchdown pass to Mark Clayton. San Francisco holds on. They nipped New Orleans 34-33. Bobby Hebert threw for 4 for the Saints. Joe Montana had 3 scoring passes before being hurt for San Francisco. Buffalo wins at home. They top Minnesota 13-10. Pittsburgh nips Dallas 24-21. Luis Zendejas' 50-yard field goal attempt in the last minute wide to the right. It could have tied it for Dallas. Cincinnati over Phoenix 21-14. Boomer Esiason throws 3 touchdown passes, 2 for the Cardinals' Neil Lomax. Cardinals were inside the 10 in the closing minute, could not get the tying touchdown. The Rams over Green Bay 34-7. The Packers were guilty of 5 turnovers. Philadelphia wallops Tampa Bay 41-14. Randall Cunningham throws for 2, runs for 1. Vinny Testaverde a couple of touchdown passes in the losing cause for Tampa Bay. And Detroit wins at home against Atlanta. The score there 31-17. In baseball, Milwaukee beat Detroit again 6-1, and the Brewers moved to only 4 back in the American League East. Meanwhile, in the top of the 7th at Anaheim, the Red Sox lead the Angels 5-4. If Boston holds on, they tie the Tigers atop the American League East. And that'll do it for the scoreboard. We promise all you fans of Ahmad Rashad and Paul McGuire, you will see them sometime during the season. That's all the time we have right now. We'll be back.
O'Brien being rushed. O'Brien throwing over the middle. Wesley Walker, touchdown!
I've been in the pocket when the pressure is on. I've learned to keep open my options. I'm Kenny O'Brien of the New York Jets. And learning the importance of the option play on the field and in life is what my teammates and our Jet coaching staff are teaching these young people. We're part of the United Way's Apple Drug Prevention Program, a program planned for life enrichment. These kids are growing up in a society where peer pressure, substance abuse, and violence are all around them. We try to let them know how to make the option play work for them in life, how to make the right choices when you're under pressure. There's one more reason why this United Way program is so important to me. This is my wife, Stacy, and our daughter, Taylor.
We want Taylor to grow up in a community and a society where drugs and the violence they breed are not tolerated.
I believe Americans have gotten the message, and the NFL, the United Way, and all of its agencies are making a difference. Because the United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
Marv Albert, along with Joe Namath, Patriots with a 6-3 lead on the Jets. Joe, your impressions of the first half?
Well, I'm impressed with the Jets' play so far. Their play selection has been right. Joe Walton and Richie Kotite are doing a terrific job. They definitely missed L. Toon. Wesley Walker hasn't caught a pass. The longest pass they've had is 16 yards. And they haven't had any turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions, and only 1 penalty. So the Jets are playing a good game.
On the other hand, has the rain kept the Jets in the ball game?
Yes, I think it has. I saw Grogan overthrow a touchdown at one point where I thought the ball slipped out of his hands, and certainly Fryer dropped the pass. Of course, on the other hand, Mickey Schuler dropped one.
All right, this second half kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Garcia with the boot. And this is JoJo Townsell on the return. a penalty marker has been thrown. Mosi Tatupu on the tackle of Townsell. As we get started here in the second half, the referee, Gene Barth.
Holding number 28 during the run back. 10-yard penalty.
And the call against the Jets, Carl Howard, calls for the hold. Statistically, all Patriots in the first half with total yardage of 211 to the 111 for the Jets.
Well, it figured that the Patriots would control the line of scrimmage, but again, you have to give credit to the Jets for keeping this game tight and really having a realistic shot of coming out in front.
Gets sent back to their 13. Ken O'Brien is the quarterback. 81 Griggs in motion. And that time some confusion. And O'Brien is falling on the ball.
I don't know so much that it was confusion that time or, again, just the wet weather. Sweeney and O'Brien have worked a lot, even though this is Sweeney's first year at center for the Jets. He was a center in college for his 4 years. The ball hits in O'Brien's hands and simply slides out, so they're having problems with the wet ball.
Setting the Jet offensive line at the tackles, the rookie from USC, Dave Cadigan, and Reggie McElroy. The guards, Mike Haight and Alexander. And the center, Jim Sweeney. Second down and 9. And the hole did open for Freeman McNeil. Carried across the 15. Ed Reynolds, inside linebacker, making the stop. And this establishes a 3rd down and 7 at the 16-yard line.
It's the kind of situation the Jets have been trying to avoid, being put in the must-throw situation. This is going to test their pass protection once again.
Just before the half ended, the Jets did have a 3rd down and 7, and Joe Walton did not call timeout. He did call it on a 4th down and 7. Get to that in a moment. Minute and a half gone by in this 3rd quarter out of the shotgun. O'Brien in trouble, able to get it away, but short of the 1st down, and the Jets will be forced to punt. What are your feelings about that particular situation? You call a timeout, you don't call a timeout.
Well, if they had called the timeout immediately, there'd have been 40 seconds left on the clock. When O'Brien came up to the line of scrimmage, he saw something he didn't like, either the 30-second clock or a defense, so then they called timeout. Joe Walton didn't want to call the timeout earlier for fear of not making the 1st down, then the Patriots having more time to work with.
And Pryor is back as Prokop will punt from his 6-yard line. Low snap and a short punt. Prokop able to get the roll. He opened up with a 60-yarder, but has fallen back since. This one goes for 33. So it's 60, 33, 38, and 28. Not ideal conditions for a punter, but Joe Prokop has been up and down as the Patriots take over at the 47-yard line. Steve Grogan, the quarterback, Robert Perryman, and the rookie John Stevens are the running backs. And this is Stevens, rookie from Northwest Louisiana, #1 draft pick. Stopped by Marty Lyons, the right defensive end. And it will be a 2nd down and 10. Stevens stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Lyons is good playing the run. Whenever the ball takes as long as it did to get back to the line of scrimmage, you're not going to get past Marty Lyons. He's the best player they have in that defensive front.
And again, Grogan with the time intended for the tight end. Russ Francis, covered by linebacker Kevin MacArthur.
I'm not sure he was trying to get that to Francis or Stanley Morgan. It was a misfire, certainly, by Grogan, but what we find is all day for Grogan to throw the pass. Now, is he going to Francis? Yes, I think he was going to Francis and just threw a poor pass.
Steve Grogan now incomplete his last 5 attempts. Overall 10 for 21, 166 yards. And intercepted once, but that was final seconds of the half as Rich Miano picked it off. Craig James has come on for this 3rd down play. 3rd and 10. overthrows Cedric Jones. Jones covered by Bobby Humphrey. But a penalty marker down. It's being called against New England.
61 offense, holding, penalty refused.
That is the right guard, Ron Wooten, 7-year professional out of North Carolina. Mark Gastineau helping out the officiating staff by calling the penalty. Very nice, Mark.
Sure, well, the Jets were on a blitz that time, and I believe Wooten tried to get out to block on Gastineau, and I don't know of any defensive players that enjoy being held, and he's pretty happy about that call.
And Jeff Fiegel's in to punt for the second time. The rookie from Miami standing at his 31-yard line. And again, terrific hang time. And the ball is downed. We'll have to wait and see where they spot it. And the hand is for Fiegel's. Timeout taken. It will be Jet ball when we resume. Combining on the stop. Check of the American League East. Tigers lost again. Red Sox have a chance to pick up ground, and the Yankees are getting clobbered. Detroit Tigers going the other way. Milwaukee now only 4 games back, and if the Red Sox win, they will move into a first-place tie with the Tigers. 2nd and 14 back at the 11th. 82 Schuler in motion. Again, the Jets met head-on as McNeil could not get away from Rembert. Remember, McNeil having a rough time. It is not a game for the runners. Check out the leaning tower of the goalpost.
I should have used it on Garcia's first attempt.
Remember, McNeil has carried 13 times, only 26 yards.
Well, the Patriots are controlling the line of scrimmage. There's no doubt about that, and it's more evident so far this third quarter.
And now O'Brien works from the shotgun with his 3rd and long. And off the shovel pass, Hector gets out across the 15, but a flag has been thrown. Johnny Rembert on the stop. That time O'Brien tried to sucker in Garen Veras. Referee Gene Barth with the call.
There was no snap on the play. Delay of game.
Delay of game. So the 45-second clock had expired off that long count by the Jets.
This offensive drive by the Jets could be disastrous. They're continuing to go backwards, and right now the wind condition is going from left to right or right to left on your screen and in the Jets' face. So Prokop is going to have a tough time punting the ball away if the Jets don't pick up a first down here.
It is now a 3rd and 20. Back at the 5, and this crowd has come to life. And O'Brien can't find anyone, then throws it away. Good pressure by the Patriots. So Prokop will be forced to punt from his end zone.
The Patriots should get good field position here. The defense came through for him that time, and he's kicking the ball into the wind, and that's going to be his big problem.
Prokop averaging 40 yards per punt. This is 5th punt of the day, but that average helped by his first punt that went 60. The dangerous Irving Fryer at the Jet 45 awaiting the punt. Prokop just did get it away, and not a good one. Darrell Holmes rushing the punter and almost got a piece of it. 29-yard punt by Prokop, who has had a poor day.
Well, he's got the pressure on him here. He's in his own end zone. He wants to get the ball off, and the wind conditions aren't very favorable.
Run through the entire day around the NFL. Chicago walloping Miami, San Francisco getting by New Orleans, catching you up. Final scores: Minnesota losing to Buffalo, Pittsburgh beat Dallas, Cincinnati over Phoenix, LA Rams defeating Green Bay, Philly big over Tampa Bay, Detroit with the victory off the 29-yard punt by Prokop. Patriots first down at the Jet 32-yard line. They lead the Jets by the score of 6-3. Dupard battles his way inside the 30. Marty Lyons, the right defensive end, on the stop, picked up 2, 2nd and 8. Coming up now for the Patriots. These the late games. Seattle in front of Denver. Cleveland and Kansas City are tied in the 3rd. Raiders in front of San Diego, and Houston and Indianapolis tied at 14 in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 8. New England at the Jet 30-yard line. 8.5 to go in this 3rd quarter. Perryman stopped by the strong safety, Miano.
Villa did a fine job of blocking on Marty Lyons, number 93. Number 73 there in the middle of your screen gets hold of Lyons' right leg. Now, I don't know whether he held on to him or not. It looked like a pretty good tackle by Villa to me.
Danny Villa, Bruce Armstrong at the tackles, Ron Wooten and Paul Fairchild at the guards. Sean Farrell did return despite the thigh injury suffered earlier, but Fairchild in there now, and Trevor Maddett is the center. 3rd down and 4 at the Jet 26. Play action, and Grogan fires deep. Touchdown. Irving Fryer making the catch, but a flag has been tossed. A penalty marker, let's see. It is roughing the passer, so the touchdown stands.
You're not going to shut Irving Fryer down or Stanley Morgan. You give Grogan as much time as he gets in a one-on-one in a short yardage situation in that secondary. Bobby Humphrey stays as close as he can to Fryer, but the ball is perfectly thrown. No way of stopping that play unless you had a cornerback that was another step faster.
Whoop. Look out. Irving Fryer on a 26-yard touchdown pass play. And now Garcia looking to add on the extra point. So the Patriots take a 13-3 lead on the Jets.
7 minutes, 51 seconds.
Well, Steve Grogan connecting with Irving Fryer for a 13-3 lead on the New York Jets. And Garcia puts one high and far. So we'll come out to the 20-yard line. There was that roughing the passer call as Grogan was following through on the completion. And we're told it was Alex Gordon who would have been called on the penalty, the touchdown holding up because of the penalty being called on the Jets. And with 7:47 remaining in this 3rd quarter here in rainy Foxborough, the Jets take over at their 20-yard line. Quarterback Kent O'Brien. And the handoff to Roger Vick. Kenneth Sims, the left defensive end on the stop. Sims, Brent Williams, Karen Veras up front. Linebackers Tippett, Reynolds, Rembert, and Jordan. We've also seen a bit of Lawrence McGrew, who's bothered by a knee injury. Now McGrew is in there. And Lepet, Claiborne at the corners. James and Marion are the deep men. 2nd down, 5. The Jets at their 25-yard line. Wesley Walker in motion. There's Freeman McNeil. Gang tackle. And Reynolds leading the charge along with Brent Williams.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage is being controlled right now by the Patriots. The Jets aren't getting any strength into them, any power into them. They're not pushing them off the ball at all. And You can gain some yards on the ground occasionally, but they're not going to come back and win this game with the running game. They're going to be forced to throw the football.
And O'Brien has a 3rd down and 4. Play action, and Vick on the reception has a 1st down. Rembert making the stop. What has to be a major concern for head coach Joe Walton and his future is the fact that over the last 22 games, the Jets are only 7-15 as you look at that completion to Roger Vick. Joe, no AFC team owns a worse record over the same time frame. Jets concluding last year with a record of 6-9. Trailing here on opening day 13-3 with 5:45 left in the 3rd quarter. And McNeil is stopped. Short pickup. Andre Tippett right there.
Well, I think in fairness to Joe Walton, too, the Jets really had a rash of injuries during that stretch. They lost some of their offensive linemen, some of the defensive linemen. And that's where the games are won and lost in the NFL. Looking back to last year's Super Bowl and Washington's dominance over Denver, it was the offensive and defensive lines.
Well, the Jets have been particularly crushed at linebacker. They've lost 4 people there. Bob Crable to a knee. Lance Mel retired. Matt Munger out, fractured arm. Ken Rose, injured elbow. The incompletion setting a 3rd down and 7. Schuler, the intended receiver.
You won't see this happen very often. Ken O'Brien read the blitz, but Mickey Schuler didn't read it. O'Brien did a good job of throwing to the right place, but Schuler still had his back turned.
.508 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Ted Banker now has come on at right guard, replacing Dan Alexander. And O'Brien is hauled down for the 2nd time. Johnny Rembert on the blitz. And a little extracurricular activity.
Holding, number 79 offense, penalty refused, 4th down.
We'll take another look at the play. Mike Haight involved for the Jets.
But no one touches Rembert. He just comes clean. Look at this. I could play defense without anyone blocking me. He comes clean and gets to O'Brien. O'Brien didn't have a chance. It was a missed assignment by one of the Jet linemen or the back.
And apparently a holding penalty was called on the Jets. Called on Mike Haight. And here is Prokop punting from his 7-yard line. Big rush. And Irving Fryer lets it bounce across the 40-yard line. So with 4:23 left in this 3rd quarter, a 40-yard punt for Prokop. And the Patriots will go back to the offense. They lead it 13-3.
In auto racing,
Irving Fryer off the 1st down play. Stopped by Bobby Humphrey. Now to 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st down collected by the Patriots. They lead the Jets by the score of 13-3. Talk about some of the strange habits of Raymond Berry as a player. He'd wash his own uniform because he wanted to have the right feel for it. That's Robert Perryman, stopped by Kevin MacArthur.
Got forward for good extra yardage that time. Mercereau, the nose tackle of the Jets, got good penetration on Trevor Maddich, the center of the Patriots, and nearly made the play. Mercereau is a strong individual. In fact, he's the 3rd strongest man in the NFL. In the NFL competition for strongest man, he followed Ken Rose of the New York Jets and the young man from Kansas City. And these guys, well, he's a powerful guy. What are you going to do?
It is a 2nd down and 8 at the 47. Play action for Grogan again. Had the time, but overthrew the tight end, Russ Francis. Free safety Eric McMillan covering on the play.
And I'm surprised that this is the first time we've seen McMillan out there today. I expected him, well, I know he's been playing, but I expected him to be in more action, breaking up passes or supporting on the run. Here the ball goes right through his hands. It should have been a clean interception, and I'll bet he remembers that one the rest of his NFL career.
It is a 3rd down and 8. Just under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Picks up another 1st down. Pryor with a hot 3rd quarter. 14-yard gain. His 4th catch of the day.
Well, the Jets aren't getting any linebacker help underneath. This whole underneath area is open, and Grogan has an easy time getting the ball to the receivers. The Jets are blitzing their outside linebacker, trying to get extra pressure back on Grogan, but it's not doing any good.
So New England a 1st down at the 38-yard line. Running backs now Perryman and Stevens. And this is Perryman. Check that. Stevens run out by MacArthur. John Stevens, #1 draft pick, the rookie from Northwest Louisiana, setting up a 2nd down and 1 down at the 29-yard line. The lights have been on right from the opening kickoff. The rain has fallen throughout the afternoon. Cedric Jones now flanked to the right side. And here is Perryman for the 1st down. Lions on the stop.
Strong running by Perryman. He hit that hole quickly. He's a strong man. You're not going to bring him down with arm tackles, and that's what happened there. Lyons had his arm out there, but Perryman ran right through it. He won't carry the ball often this year. He's the main blocker for both Stevens and Dupard, but you see here, he hits that hole. Look, these arm tackles aren't going to stop that man. Falls forward for the extra yardage.
And the Patriots have a 1st down at the Jet 25. Craig James has come on. He flanks out to the right side. Grogan looking for James and then goes deep for the Jets. Steve Grogan had Craig James and McMillan and Miano on the coverage.
Well, what the Patriots did was shift James to the outside and forced Miano to come out there and cover him one-on-one, and James just puts a nice little post move inside, freezes Miano right here. You see this little move? Miano bit on it. He runs by him, but I think he just drops the ball. McMillan gets over there a little late, but James just dropped the ball.
Steve Grogan thought he had it. Grogan is now 13 for 27, 214 yards. 2nd and 10 at the Jet 25. And here's Stevens. Hit out by the right corner, James Hasty.
Hasty's aggressive. Hasty says he likes that aggressive side of defense. When he was a receiver, he used to get bruised, and now he wants to bruise the other side.
3rd quarter, Seattle in front of Denver. Cleveland and Kansas City tied at 3. Raiders in front of San Diego. Houston and Indianapolis tied at 14. It is a 3rd down and 9. Now Mosi Tatupu in the backfield along with Craig James. And again, Grogan had difficulty with the slippery ball and covers up at the 30. And once again, some extracurricular action. Robin Cole, a Recent addition to the Jets squad, right in the midst of it. Grogan and Cole jawing away at each other. Robin Cole, the veteran, one-time Pittsburgh Steeler, a 9-year starter with the Steelers. And Steve Grogan had words with Cole throwing a late hit.
Steve Grogan's a tough quarterback. If Steve was wondering why James dropped the pass a little while ago, I think he just found out. That ball is awfully slippery. We'll see if there's any extracurricular activity going. Oh, yes. Robin Cole's a little bit over-aggressive there.
So with the 4th and 15, a 47-yard attempt by Garcia, missed from 47 early in the game, but this time puts it through. So the rookie Garcia has hit 3 out of 4. A splendid debut for the 4th-round draft pick out of Northeast Louisiana. Man who beat out Tony Franklin. Although Garcia was not consistent in preseason, he does get greater distance than Franklin did on kickoffs. Franklin also had a rough one last year, only 15 for 26, had a big contract, and was beaten out by Garcia.
Hey, from where this ball hit on the net past the end line, that could have been a 60-yard field goal. I mean, he just nailed that thing.
So with 37 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, the Patriots extend to a 16-3 lead over the New York Jets. And Garcia will kick off. Robin Cole wearing number 90. In his days with the Steelers, he wore number 56, was offered that number with the Jets, but out of respect for Lance Mel, he declined. And he's wearing uniform number 90. Oh, what a hit. Osi Tatupu putting down Bobby Humphrey.
A good hit by Mosi, but I tell you, I like Bobby Humphrey, the way he runs with that football. He takes this thing with reckless abandon. You watch him go up in the air. He's trying to get 7 points on the board. He wants to keep going. Just a good tackle by Mosi Tatupu. He's been the special team star for the Patriots now every year he's been here.
Bobby Humphrey has had some big years as a return man. Not last year, averaging just on 20 yards per kick return as a rookie. Led the NFL back in '84. And O'Brien on first down in trouble and goes down for the 3rd time. Brent Williams, the nose tackle, on the sack of O'Brien.
And O'Brien got hung up staring, trying to find Mickey Schuller, and Mickey Schuller was well covered that time by Rembert. Watch him go back to the left. Now he's going to try and force it to Schuller right here, right? He can't get it to Schuller, and he refused to throw the ball away. He could have thrown the ball in the ground in front of Schuller, but chose not to.
And the clock working down. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. New England Patriots hearing it from this crowd. They lead the Jets 16-3. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
NYT, for kids' sake.
So Prokop getting it past midfield, 37-yard punt, and the Patriots will go back to the offense right after these words.
Today's game.